I'm back, the man in blue right here, Logan Mills, and today this is a continuation. Well, it's another series. This is Stay Hooked Thursday. This is where I'm going to be talking and explaining different types of baits. This goes with the technical Tuesdays. So this one was about jigs. That was the technical side. Now we're going to get into the details. Sorry, I don't want to. I'm trying to run up on the bank. We're going to get into the details of what a jig is and what it imitates and why fish, bass in particular, eat them. So a jig, it really resembles a crawfish. That's what it's made to do. It's just made to resemble, especially, I like how they're made. They're they're personally probably my second favorite thing to throw, especially if you're throwing bigger ones because they lead to bigger bites. If you're throwing a bigger jig like this, I think this is a 3/4 or 3/8. It's a heavier jig, so it kind of eliminates the smaller fish. Of course, you could throw smaller jigs. They have all types of different jigs: swim jigs, finesse jigs, football jigs. I mean, there's so many out there that you can find one that fits you. And so this jig, it basically resembles how a crawfish would scurry away on the bottom. So when crawfish are in danger or being chased or they're just moving, they move kind of like this, backwards. So this is exactly what it imitates. Crawfish doing this because the crawfish, their claws are up here and they move backwards. This is the exact same thing this imitates, is that crawfish moving backwards. I personally really like to throw a jig in rocks or trees, just because that's where they usually live. Crawfish, they don't really have much defense against a bass. I mean, just like a worm does. So they usually hide underneath rocks. So if you find some chunk rock or boulders, the crawfish get up underneath it and hide. And so that's why I really like throwing crawfish like a jig in rocks or underneath wood or any other structure that a crawfish can get underneath. They're really fun. They're a slow moving bait, but it is a lot of work, or it's not necessarily a lot of work to work them. It takes a lot of patience to work them, but if you stick with it in the end, it can pay off. And not this exact place I'm sitting now, but down the river a little bit more, I caught a 5-pounder on this jig right here. I mean, did it take a long time? Yes. I spent about an hour there, but it paid off. Of course, I fish tournaments, so this is a bait I would personally use. Well, it's hard to say because if they're on it, then you're going to throw what they want to eat. But I would personally throw this later in the day when the fish are pressured. You got to slow things down and you got to finesse those fish into biting. They're not as aggressive as they were in the morning. So all in all, a jig is really fun and you can catch a lot of big bass on them. And just remember, keep after it. I'll see you on the next one.